Hi everyone, I'm back again, like a bad penny, but I have another story. This one is from April 1982. I called it Spring Winds Just Great for Kites. There are some who believe God made spring winds to dry out wet fields for planting. Others think it's just his way of moving weather from one state to another quickly. They're all wrong. God made spring winds for one reason: kites. I've been a kite lover ever since I was old enough to get tangled in the string while watching it soar high above my little head. Kites are my special way of getting close to the glory of flying birds without risking life or limb by taking my feet off the ground. As soon as winter is a reasonably safe distance behind and the west wind has the scent of green to come, I'm ready to bring out last year's paper and stick model and toss my cares to the wind. Lucky for me, this carefree attitude has been inherited by all our children. This year, our spring kite launching was postponed slightly. Last year's model was unworthy of flight. It lay in a tattered heap amid other assorted clutter in the corner of the garage. A replacement was needed, for the children's sake, of course. Piggy banks were emptied and coins gathered by my short ground crew, and we headed for the store. Wow, was I surprised, make that shocked, at all the expensive kites on display. There were keel kites, inflatable Superman models, butterfly, bat, and incredible Hulk kites. There was even a super modern Tetra kite that looked like a prop used in a space movie. Nowhere was there a cheap little stick and paper kite. Everything was plastic and about 10 times the price a kite should be. But those almighty spring winds were still calling us heavenward. So instead of 3 child-type kites, all the pennies, nickels, and dimes were pulled for one family kite, the price of which should guarantee us years of flying. Back home, a perfect wind was growing as we put together our new tailless plastic wonder. By the time we were ready, the wind wasn't. It had far outgrown a good kite flying stage when we reached the field, but the children couldn't wait until tomorrow, and I have to confess I was anxious to be airborne too. So up went our hopes, dreams, and our fortune, all on one very thin fishing line. The almighty wind cared little for our expensive kite. It took it up, swirled it around, and then spit it back to earth with a resounding crash. So much for price guarantee. You see, those almighty spring winds are made for a kite's birth and life, but at the same time, it's made for its death too. Our next sky venture was made out of newspaper, tape, and dowel rods. It didn't look pretty, but it flew just as high, and if it dies, it won't be as tragic or as expensive. There you have my kite flying adventure from days gone by, but I still love kites, and someday you might see me out in the middle of the field with a string heading skyward. Have a good day and stay safe.